Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everyone. I am going to try to invite my group if it allows me to do it. How's everybody doing on this Saturday? I know here in the RVA it's chilly. So how's everybody doing today? I'm going to give people a minute or so to jump on before I get started. But I wanted to jump on today and wish everybody a happy Saturday. I didn't get a chance to go live on Friday. That was my plan, to go live on Fridays. I didn't get an opportunity to do that, so I wanted to jump on today. So thank you so much for joining me. But yes, I hate when I miss something, my goal is to try to make up for it. So since I didn't get a chance to do my lunchtime live on Friday, I jumped on today. I was going to jump on real quick today at 12. It's around 12:30. So thank you to everybody that's joining. But there were just a few things I wanted to touch on that I was looking forward to talking to you about on Friday. So I'm going to bring it to you today. So guys, please share, tag. Today I'm going to be chatting about the fact of the power of negotiation and the power of making sure that you understand your worth, your value, and to make sure that you're doing your due diligence to make sure you get what you deserve. And so it's just been so much controversial things in the media, and I use that sometimes as my tool to have conversations, or I'll go by things that are on social media that I talk about. But today, besties, I'm talking about the power of knowing your value, knowing your worth, and just knowing how to negotiate for yourself. And if you don't know how to do that, that you have somebody in place to do that. For those of you who don't know me real quick, my name is Latanya Taylor. I am an entrepreneur, business owner, and I'm an author, a speaker, and a coach, business coach. And so it has been important to me all my life to be able to fight for myself, to make sure, hey girl, see, I've had to fight for myself all my life. And so for me, it comes natural for me to make sure that I negotiate on my behalf, that I know my worth, I know my value. And so the reason I'm having this conversation today, besties, is because there's been so much in the media about the color purple, about Taraji, about Oprah, and I just wanted to bring it to the table, right? I did share a post on my story about it, but I want to be very, very clear how I feel and how I stand in regard to this. I know I had some conversation with friends, and they were saying, well, I think, Oprah did her wrong, or, whatever the conversations were. I didn't agree totally. And that's usually me, because I'm a very factual person. I'm a black and white. What does the contract say? What does it say in writing? And so as we're talking about today, I'm chatting with you guys. I have a few minutes before my next meeting at 1, but I wanted to chat about this because I do think that there's some misunderstanding about who's really in control and who's not. And so as Taraji has been on, and I am a Taraji fan, absolutely. Who isn't? Who didn't love Empire? If it wasn't because of the writing, it was the actors and actresses that were in it. And it was the subject matters that kept people going. But I want to talk to you about this because this is so important. I get it. We have compassion for people. We're so quick to point the finger. They did this to me. They did that to me. I didn't get what I was supposed to get. Well, let me first say this. Nobody is responsible for you but you. There is nobody responsible for you but you. So the blaming somebody else is somebody else's fault. I, majority of the time, believe we own our own shit. We own our own mistakes. We own our own choices and decisions. Yes, you can't control who gave birth to you. You can't pick your parents. But there are a lot of other things you do have control over. I totally believe that. Totally believe that. And so in regard to this whole Oprah and Taraji situation, I want you guys to understand that, yes, Oprah's a billionaire. She's this highly profile, successful, one of the richest, known, most popular, all of those things. But Oprah also is a businesswoman. And I do not believe that Oprah funded The Color Purple. And if she did, then that's a different conversation. But here's the scenario of what I see. I see Warner Brothers or whoever was the entertainment production company that put this on. They had a budget. They determined what they wanted to do with this movie. If Oprah is the director or the producer, that doesn't mean she has control over the budget and what is being spent, typically. She has an actual salary. She negotiated what she wanted to be able to bring this to someone. I need you guys to understand that at the end of the day, whether it's a job, whether it's an opportunity for an acting role, whether it's an opportunity for you to play on a sports team, whether it's an opportunity for you to work in a company, you determine what you accept. You cannot determine what is made offered to you, but you control what you accept. So when you go into a deal, any type of deal, besties, negotiate your deal based on your value, based on your worth, based on your experience, right? And sometimes it's just because you are who you are, right? Some of those things may not be looked at. You are responsible for you. We heard Taraji say she fired her whole team. I would have too. Because if you're paying a management team, if you're paying promotion, if you're paying somebody to work on your behalf, to represent you on your behalf, and they fail, they drop the ball, then they need to go. Let me give you some examples so you can really relate this, right? First of all, I wouldn't have signed up for anything if I didn't agree with the money. Sometimes we just have to take what we have to take so we can get what we want the next time. Or sometimes the opportunity just may not be there, right? So I'm going to share a couple of scenarios with you because for some reason, everybody just assumed, maybe Oprah had all the control. I don't believe that. Let me give you an example. I've been in the club industry, oh my God, since 2008. We would bring in promoters. We were bringing promoters into the club. The promoters had a set list of responsibilities. They already negotiated what they're going to get paid and how that looks like for them. But the aspects of that business and what happens in that business, that was my decision. It's the same thing like everything else. But you only see sometimes the promoters, so you assuming that, yeah, they're making all the decisions. No, that's not how business works. Everybody has an agreement. Everybody has a contract. Everybody establishes what they want. Thank you guys so much for joining me. But I'm talking about today knowing your worth, your value, and negotiation. You got to negotiate for yourself. There were people that used to come to me in the club industry, and people be like, I can't believe you did that for them. Yeah, because they was worth it. You got to pay people what they're worth and what they bring to the table. But you also have to understand that everybody has a role and a responsibility. There's a contract. There's an agreement. So Taraji, there's definitely was some mishaps, but that's why she fired her team. When I decided I wanted to be a speaker, and my strategist was putting together my price list of what I should charge. That's my price list. If you want to book Latanya to come speak at an event. When I had somebody negotiate for me, okay, I was trying to make sure my 1 o'clock is still scheduled. So when I had somebody negotiating on my behalf for an event, they came back and said, well, they don't really want to pay you that. It was up to me to say no or negotiate and say, well, I will accept this or I will accept that. But you need to know your price. You need to already have that earned out. And so I negotiated because maybe it gave me opportunity. Maybe they paid for my hotel and my travel. You just have to negotiate the best way for yourself. And it's up to you to say yes or no, I'm not going to do this, period. So I just know there's been a lot of conversation about it. I just want to make sure you really stop and think, because a lot of times we're just so quick to just dive in and have an opinion and attack people when you don't even know the whole story. You don't even know what's going on. You don't have the details. You don't have the contract. You don't have the agreement. You don't know the roles and responsibilities of certain people and what position they play. And so it's really hard to say this person was wrong, that person was wrong, Oprah was wrong, Taraji. Then you have people now getting in. Come on. At the end of the day, you're responsible for you. So if you know that you can get them people in the club, you better get your money. You better ask for a percentage of that bar. You better ask for that door. You better ask. If you can bring value to the table. If you're an athlete, you better have somebody negotiating on your behalf. I promise you, the sports industry is that industry. You better have somebody negotiate. You better have somebody representing you. But you also got to bring something to the table. Because a lot of times people got their hands out. And the packaging ain't great. And then what's inside ain't even better. So some of you are trying to overprice people for something you don't have the experience, the exposure. You don't have the results. And then you might not even be that girl. You may not be that guy because you may not be the person that they're looking for. Sometimes some things are just strictly popularity or who you know. But I do not believe that Oprah took an approach where she was trying to take away from anyone. End of the day, it's business. I like a lot of people. Well, I know a lot of people. And I do want to see everybody do well and see everybody win, but it's business. So if your experience is less than somebody else's and they bring something more to the table, or maybe I just have more confidence in that person, then that's just what it is. But you have to negotiate for yourself. And I did this in corporate America too as well. I probably was one of the first young African-American women in my 20s making six figures in corporate America, managing multiple servicing sites. And I negotiated every time. When I walk into that room for my raise, I don't want to hear anything about no 5%. I don't want to hear nothing about no 6%. If my number is higher than everybody in this building, if my results is killing it, if my team has the best results when it comes from a customer experience, from a numbers, you better explain to me why not. I don't want to walk into if I had to go work for somebody today, it would be hard on somebody. Because my power to negotiate, my power to know my value and what I bring to the table is so high. It's so high. So I'm not going to accept just know anything. I walk away from things all the time, or I just don't participate. So I am telling you to understand your value. Write down your strengths. Write down what you have done really well. When I was in corporate America, I was a top performing associate first, then to team manager or team lead, to team manager, to unit manager, to site manager. I brought results. And then I had a high performing team. And not only that, I took it a step further. I took people with me. I promoted people that looked like me as long as they were qualified and they could get results. But I could do that because of my value. People respected me in corporate America because of my value and my worth and what I brought to the table, my results. So if you're going back to your jobs, you're going back to your business, you're working with, artists, working with whoever, whatever, negotiate. At least ask for it, because what's the worst somebody can say is no or not right now. But you have to ask. But you also got to have on paper what you bring to the table. You need to have your results, honey, because when I'm showing up. Google me. So that's important. Make sure that you know your value, you know your worth, and that you ask for what you want. I promise you, you're not always going to get it. You're going to get some no's. You're going to get not right now. But if I was working in a corporate job, I'm not trying to walk into nobody's office and I'm the top performer and I'm the best of the best. And you talking to me about some 5-6% increase. You talking to me about a $5,000 bonus. No, it's more in the budget for that. There's a budget. And that's what happened with the movie The Color Purple. There is a budget. And there was a budget for salaries. There is a budget for everybody. If you wanted more than what was budgeted for you, you need to have somebody speak on your behalf. You need to have somebody representing you. That's why most of you need a coach. Most of you need a mentor. Most of you need that big brother, big sister, because there's no way that you're going to grow aggressively. Because one thing we don't have is time. Hey, besties, I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this Saturday. I missed Lunchtime Live on Friday, so I'm making it up today because this topic was on my neck. I had to get this off of me. So you have to know how to negotiate for yourself. And if you don't know how, you better use ChatGPT, AI. Help me. I don't know how to go in this situation, and I don't know what to say. And then you need to get in front of the mirror and you need to practice. Or you need to have a manager or somebody who negotiates for you and speaks on your behalf, and then you don't have to worry about doing that. So if you're a wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your manager, whoever, you need to utilize them to make sure they speak for you if you can't speak for yourself. But don't blame somebody else because you didn't get what you wanted. You have to blame yourself, because the only person who can accept an opportunity for you is you. And if you do work in a job or you have your own business and there are things that you have to do, they're just things that you have to do. Most business owners will tell you in the first 5 years, they're not making what they're worth. It's a process. So that's it. I got a 1 o'clock call today. So I am, make time for the people I need to make time for. When people say, oh, I don't have time, you make time for what you want to make time for. And this meeting was so important to me that I needed to take it today, because anything that's going to elevate me, grow me, put some money in my pocket, get me to my goals, I am going to take it. And I'm only meeting with people that can do that. I'm not going to waste my time. So just a reminder to you all, enjoy your Saturday. There are tons of things going on. Time is one thing we don't have. A friend of mine that I know, I just heard he passed away. I don't know if it was yesterday or today. One thing we don't have on our side is time. So leverage your time. Do the things you really love to do while you're here. Create a life that you love. It comes with some sacrifices. It'll come with some things will come with it. But the end result, to wake up every day and to love your life and to love the people in your life, there is nothing greater than that. And so I always thinking about, how do I get back more time? So my health is my wealth. I know if I take care of myself, I try to eat healthy. I try to make sure whatever I feed myself, I know that's what I'm going to produce. So I have to feed myself things that's going to have me here for the long run. I plan to be here till I'm 100. And I plan to be active. And that's it. That's a non-negotiable. I said what I said. So make sure you guys remember, whatever you're feeding yourself, the people you're around, what you're watching, what you're looking at, what you're listening to, all is going to contribute to your results. So be careful. Whatever you feed yourself, whatever you're fueling yourself, is what you're going to produce. And to remember, negotiate. First, figure out your value and your worth. What are you worth? But you got to do the work to figure that out. That's it on this great Saturday. Hope everybody's having a great day. I hope this was helpful. Definitely put it in the chat. Just give me a thumbs up if you hear me, you understand, if this makes sense for you. If you're like, Tanya, I don't, that's fine too. You can give me the thumbs down. I can take it. I can receive it. But you know me, I'd like to just share what's on my chest. One thing I know is business. So, honey, I always know there's some underlying things going on. I already know there's a budget, there's a contract. I already know somebody already negotiated. And so, it is what it is. We live in a tough world. We know that. So all I say, if you have dreams, go after them. And make sure they're big. Don't go small. Because you go small, you're going to fall smaller. You're going to go fall lower. So dream big, do big, remind yourselves what you feed yourself, what you fuel yourself, that's what you're going to produce. Everybody have a great Saturday, and make sure you're following me on Instagram at I am LaTanya Taylor if you want to hear more about how to create the life you want to live now. If you want to hear more about business, follow me on I am Tanya Taylor, and everybody have a great Saturday. Mwah.